Hello there, and welcome to my latest review for Daredevil Born Again. This recap review is going to be structured a bit differently from the previous reviews. Instead of focusing on a beat-for-beat story recap, I'm instead going to focus on the parts I liked and disliked about the episode. This will still be a spoiler-heavy format, so if you haven't watched the episode titled Isle of Joy, go watch that first, then come back. Here's my one down from the 8th episode. Number 1, Dr. Heather Glenn. I want to be clear up front that this isn't a criticism of Margarita Leviva's acting chops. She's been killing it since her first introduction in the 2nd episode. My main issue here is that the shift from wanting to dive into the psychology of mask-wearing vigilantes to treating all vigilantes as being cut from the same cloth was too sudden. On the one hand, an argument can be made that Dr. Glenn is still reeling from the trauma of her experiences at the hands of Muse. However, hearing Dr. Glenn equate Daredevil and Muse as being one and the same is a leap too far as a sudden response to trauma. For me, this feels like a lazy way to inject division in her relationship with Matt, and it does a disservice to a character that, up to this point, has been one of the more grounded and emotionally intelligent characters in the series. Before diving into the parts of the episode I liked, I'm going to do some shameless self-promotion. If you are enjoying my content, please hit that like and subscribe button. For a small creator like me, it does help out quite a bit. You'll also find a link to my Patreon in the description below. I'm currently working on an episode-by-episode review of the series The Residents from Netflix, and it's exclusive to Patreon subscribers at my $15 tier. Last but not least, if you like TTRPG content, have a look at my other channel, The King's Square, where I'm currently working on a series called How to Run Cyberpunk Red. Thanks for indulging my shameless self-promotion. Now for the ups for the episode. Number 1, The Tale of Two Couples. The opening sequence of the episode switches between Matt and Heather's argument and Wilson taking Vanessa to the lair where he's been keeping Adam all season. I liked the jump cuts between these two sets of characters, mainly because it would cut from one to the other as a means of ratcheting up the tension of each interaction. Just as Matt and Heather would reach an emotional beat, we'd switch to Wilson and Vanessa as they decide what Adam's ultimate fate would be. As Matt and Heather's relationship disintegrates over their differences of opinion regarding masked vigilantes, Vanessa and Wilson's relationship is made whole again after Vanessa repeatedly shoots Adam, killing her former lover. These two couples are a dark reflection of each other, and I'm all here for it. Number 2, Benjamin Poindexter, aka Bullseye. It's been 7 episodes since Bullseye last made an appearance, but does he come back with a literal bang in this one? Poindexter's predicament of moving from protective custody to general population at the orders of Mayor Fisk highlights that he's still a pawn in a larger game. It's a rather insidious power move to ask for your arch nemesis to come to the prison and meet with you, but Bullseye does just that when he meets with Murdoch. I'm of the opinion that Poindexter deliberately provoked Matt, knowing that Murdoch wouldn't be able to resist getting in some cheap shots on him. I say that because it makes sense given the later scene where Bullseye uses the tooth knocked out by Matt's attack to kill one of the guards and facilitate his escape from prison. I also like the blue lighting effects when we're seeing things from Bullseye's point of view. It's an interesting design choice even if there's no direct explanation for why it happens. Number 3, BB Urich. For the majority of this episode, it looked like BB Urich was going to be a cog in the machine used by Wilson Fisk to tell only his view of events to the city at large. During the early City Hall scenes, it's clear that BB caved to Daniel's demands to remove any mention of Daredevil from her stories about Muse's takedown. But it soon becomes apparent that BB is playing a long game to undermine Fisk's burgeoning empire. During her conversation with Commissioner Gallo, we learn that BB clearly suspects Wilson was responsible for her uncle's death, which he was, and that she doesn't always publish news under her name. The guile of this character is outstanding, and that's a credit to the performance of Janaea Walton. Number 4. Who was behind Foggy Nelson's murder? The question of who was behind Foggy's death in the opening episode has lingered in the background for much of the season. Clearly, it was a hit, as evidenced by Bullseye being the shooter. It's not a shocking reveal that Vanessa Fisk was behind Foggy's murder. Given the limited number of potential suspects, I'd find it highly suspect if this reveal surprised anyone watching the episode. The reason I like this reveal is that it makes Vanessa an equal villain with her husband, Wilson. Vanessa has been largely in the background for most of this season, and now that we and Matt know she's responsible for Foggy's death, it makes the idea of taking both her and her husband down all the more an enticing proposition. Number 5, the black and white ball. So much happens in the second half of this episode that it sometimes feels a little overwhelming. From the continued depiction of how depraved the anti-vigilante task force members are, dipping a guy's hand in a deep fryer is seriously screwed up, to the mounting tension once Matt makes his appearance, everything leads up to this moment and setting up the events of the finale. Wilson and Vanessa are the unequivocal stars of the event, taking center stage and controlling the narrative. Wilson's interactions with Jacques and the other members of the NYC elite have a much more ominous vibe than the earlier party scene from another episode. In that previous episode, the elites talked down to Wilson, treating him as beneath them. Here, though, they are clearly under distress, with one woman asking Jacques if he's seen her husband. There's an oppressive air to the party, and I loved how it was depicted. Number 6, a good man? During their meeting in prison, Poindexter asked Matt bluntly if good men are supposed to defend their worst enemies, and Matt couldn't give him an answer. The final moments of Isle of Joy provide an answer for us, one I don't think even Matt is capable of explaining. After killing to get free from prison, Bullseye sneaks his way into the black and white ball with the objective to take out Wilson Fisk. Matt, due to his super hearing, makes a split-second decision just as Bullseye pulls the trigger, getting in the way of the bullet and saving the mayor. It's not like Matt was stepping in the way to save Heather. Bullseye had a clear shot on Wilson, and that's who Matt decided to save. His worst enemy, and the one person who Matt knew was up to some nefarious stuff. Does that make Matt a good man? It's been said that there's no greater love than when someone lays down their life for another, giving up everything they are and could become for the sake of someone else's future. Matt has repeatedly shown in the past that he does not see killing as a virtue. As a deeply Catholic character, Murdoch believes in the possibility of redemption, but he also believes in justice. For me, I see those two beliefs as to be the core reason he steps in front of Bullseye's bullet. Despite everything Fisk has done and will do, Matt cannot stand by and allow someone to simply execute Wilson. The stage is set for the finale of this first half of Daredevil Born Again. Wilson's consolidation of power is nearly complete. Vanessa and Wilson are a united couple once again, which makes them even more dangerous than before. Matt's professional and personal life is in shambles, and he's taken a bullet to protect the kingpin of all people. Things are about to get even darker as we get into the finale. Thanks for listening to my recap of Daredevil Born Again, Episode 8, Isle of Joy. Remember to check out the links in the description below and hit that like and subscribe button if you've enjoyed the video. Have a great day.